Hello Gemini, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card forecast for the week starting January 23rd, 2017. And a quick reminder for all of you Gemini types, Rising, Moon, and Sun, that this week I've got another Astrology Love webinar going on. So if you missed the one that I had 2 weeks ago, this next one is already up for grabs on Thursday. If you'd like to register, you can do so at my website, integrativemysticism.com. It's going to be talking all about compatibility, looking at how to take stock and evaluate compatibility in 3 different ways when it comes to looking at love in relationship charts and looking at the concept of karmic relationships. It's going to be a lot of fun. So what is going on with your astrology this week? Well, this week we've got a much easier week than this last week. You know, with Mars crossing Chiron last week, a lot of buttons were real easy to push with a lot of people. Folks were much more highly reactive, and, you know, sometimes hurtful and even self-victimizing behavior could be on the rise when Mars crosses Chiron. Thank God that only happens once every 2 years. Now, we're in a better place. And this week we've got Venus crossing Chiron, Tuesday and Wednesday. But this is all about patching up. This is all about actually bringing things back together and perhaps even having an opportunity for forgiveness and redemption. And I'm not sure if this is for you or a person that you've had to deal with this with, you know, or had this conflict with either recently or maybe even for longer than that. And this is all happening in your 10th house of career. And so this can talk about forgiveness and redemption opportunities with clients, with customers, with peers, with colleagues, even with bosses and authority figures. This may even be a time where a subordinate or somebody that you feel like you could no longer trust at the workplace wins it back. Let Chiron and Venus do their work when it comes to, again, patching up and healing this old wound. Later on in the week, we've got Mercury in Capricorn, your 8th house of passive income, forming a tight sextile connection to Neptune in your 10th house of career. And this is going to bring some kind of extra additional bit of pay your way. And this may be something that happens at the end of this week, Thursday or Friday, or we may just get news of it and have the money in hand next week. Because when we have the, when we have this sextile between the 8th house and the 10th house, something extra gets piled on, whether it's an extra bit of work for an extra bit of pay, or just simply an extra bonus opportunity that's an elective choice of ours. But I want you to consider taking it if you need it. So what is going on with your cards this week, we may ask? Well, for your spiritual advice, we do have the card of the trickster. Okay, and this is a card that basically says, yes, beware of the trickster, beware of being deceived, but also beware of tricking yourself in a lot of ways, because sometimes we trick ourselves when it comes to the people around us and the situations that we are in. Maybe we trick ourselves into trusting people we shouldn't trust. Maybe we are tricking ourselves into not believing our intuition. If somebody gives you a bad vibe, if somebody does feel bad, not for any biased reasons, just they do feel like they're being insincere, or they might actually feel like they are not necessarily trustworthy, that might actually be the truth. But we have to come at it from a neutral emotional place when we are looking at that. You know, we don't want to start evaluating people once we've gotten a rise out of us, or when we're feeling low, or when we're feeling too high, because that in and of itself can be a bias. But what I think that the trickster card is saying, when somebody shows you their true colors, don't ignore them and look at them for the way you want to see them this week. Because whoever they are, that's who they are going to be whenever you're not looking. For your Earth sector, when it comes to your work and finances, we do have the Page of Cups reversed. Now this card is kind of interesting because we have a very good week as far as work is concerned, but the Page of Cups reversed can talk about too much of a good thing, or perhaps you feeling a bit crowded, maybe you're getting too much good attention. Sometimes with the Page of Cups reversed, we find ourselves being sort of the burdened favorite, okay? Which I know exactly what it's like to be considered the workhorse and yet, you know, say a teacher's pet at the same time. You know, it's sort of like, you're my favorite, so you get to be my Cinderella. You're my favorite, so you get to do all the extra work. You're my favorite, so you get to work late. You're my favorite, you know, you get what I'm saying. And this is the kind of treatment we're getting with the Page of Cups reversed this week, so don't forget to enforce your boundaries. This can also indicate a challenge when it comes to a client or a customer who is suddenly becoming more needy, and maybe even though money may be no object to this person, they are starting to become very intrusive. And if a client or a customer is starting to even try to, to kind of insinuate themselves into your non-business life, your personal life, again, redraw the boundary around that person if you're not comfortable with them being there. For your communications with air when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we do have the Ace of Swords reversed. Now this card can indicate a need to pay attention to where a friend or a relative is dropping a ball. Okay, because the Ace of Swords reversed can show up where somebody that we've trusted with a responsibility or a task, something, or maybe it's not even we trusted it with them like we gave it to them, maybe they volunteered for it and they begged us for this responsibility, they're dropping the ball. They haven't gotten started on it, or they winged it and it didn't turn out as great as it was supposed to be. And for you this week, again, maybe kind of like the trickster. Sometimes the trickster's not trying to be mean. Maybe this friend or this relative just wants to seem useful, just wants to seem capable. They're just not up for this task. Whatever this is. If you're counting on this person to go out and do a said thing for you, they are dropping the ball this week. Stop putting the ball in their court then. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Seven of Swords reversed. And this card is saying, Gemini, this is a week where a lot of you need to start coming clean with your true feelings. And clean with your true feelings about others. And sometimes with the Seven of Swords reversed, they can talk about coming clean about your experience with others. Maybe you do have to start letting people know what it's really like to live with so-and-so, to work with so-and-so, to go to school with so-and-so, to be on that team with so-and-so. This might not necessarily be in a bad way. You could be singing their praises. But at the same time, it may also be a time to let it be known when you are offended or don't approve of such and such a thing. Because if you don't come clean, we may end up being mistaken for somebody who either does approve of a situation we don't, or does not approve of something we do. So you have to be honest and come clean to be unmistakable. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Nine of Wands reversed. This can be a great card because this is talking about walls coming down when it comes to your love life. If it feels like a crush or a lover has been maybe a bit too reserved or perhaps a bit too distant, maybe just becoming a tad introverted and unfriendly, locked doors are going to be opened with the Nine of Wands reversed. We're going to finally get to see what's going on, what's been kind of bothering them, what's been kind of, what's been in their ear this whole time. And the thing about the Nine of Wands reversed is that this is a good opportunity to kind of find out something about this person that can actually draw you a lot closer to them. They'll be sharing things with you that they don't really share with anyone else. But with the Nine of Wands reversed, we do have walls coming down for them, which means it might be an opportunity for you to see this person with brand new eyes. Because sometimes, again, the tough front can come down, and the true person on the inside is even better than the person that you thought you had a crush on in the first place, and the person on the inside is even cuter. It's happened before. So that is your forecast, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you'd like to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com.